Coming up on Mountain News this morning, volunteers from states all over are helping Kentuckians rebuild after last month's Valentine flood. And a new bill would protect the jobs of Kentucky veterans from the Department of Government Efficiency.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, good morning. My name's Amelia Lee here with you on this Friday, March 7th, and it is 6:28 this morning, just 2 minutes away from 6:30, which means it is time to check on in with meteorologist Megan Dusmal. And it's a Friday, Megan, so that really just, gets me excited for the weekend ahead.
Hey, I'm definitely excited. And with the weather that we're having this weekend, there's no reason not to be exciting. We'll start to see those temperatures warm up as we're heading into the next couple of days. And then, starting next week, we have chances for 60s and then 70s will be back in the forecast. But that's not the story for today, unfortunately. This morning, we're looking at temperatures in the 20s and 30s. Starting to warm up a little bit now. We saw more cities in the 20s not too long ago. But as we head into the afternoon, here's what you can expect. Temperatures will be about on average for what you'd expect this time of year in the mid-50s and upper 50s as you're traveling a little bit more towards Somerset and Monticello. Now, we do have a little snow chance this morning, but it is making its way out, and it's just light until you're heading more towards Rockcastle County. You can see a little heavier snowflakes, but for the most part, this will be out of our system, and we'll look at those partly cloudy to mostly cloudy skies for the rest of the day. And then, as we head into the overnight hours, those temperatures will stay warm when we have that next rain chance move through. Amelia.
Thank you, Megan. In Whitley County, a man is facing charges after being accused of shooting at his son during a domestic dispute. Police were called to a home in the 2000 block of Lot Mud Creek Road in Williamsburg on Wednesday. According to an arrest citation, Ricky Anderson pulled a pistol and fired shots at his son. After running out of ammunition, he reportedly got another firearm and shot at his son again. Anderson was charged with attempted murder and wanton endangerment. In Pike County, 2 men are facing charges after trying to break into a school being used as a flood shelter. KSB responded to a burglary complaint on Tuesday at Mullins Elementary School. Officials with the Red Cross told police a flood victim told them they caught someone trying to go through a window to get inside. Police learned Curtis Murphy was seen stealing items in the school's gym. David Helsel was also charged for his involvement in the burglary. Folks throughout eastern Kentucky are continuing to clean up after the Valentine's weekend flooding. Volunteers from North Carolina Baptist on Mission Disaster Relief are stepping in to help homeowners recover free of charge. The team is providing crucial services like debris removal, mold remediation, and tarping. But site coordinator Steve Meyer says for them, it's about more than just rebuilding homes. It's about faith.
It's a ministry for us. It's helping people on their journey to find Christ. And that's our main goal. We love helping people. We're commanded by Christ, go do good deeds.
The organization welcomes anyone in need regardless of background. And when the work is done, every homeowner receives a Bible and a moment of prayer. Even through the wintry cold, work is still underway to clean up the devastation of the February flood. WYMT's Buddy Forbes shows us how some extra hands in Pike County are helping the work move along much faster.
Many homes in Pike County are still dripping from the February flood.
It's definitely a heartbreaker, but still we was blessed that none of us lost our lives.
The Kahn family was one of many to witness their Robinson Creek community underwater.
We salvaged some stuff, but very little out of the house. By the time the water got back up, it come up that fast.
With the parents working, one as a nurse, the other a welder, their family is helping to get the home back together after several feet of water took everything.
She's got 2 sets of twins, 7 and 2-year-old. And, they're trying to live in the camper now, so we're trying to hurry.
This week, more hands joined in on that mission, as a group of students from St. Joseph's University in Pennsylvania made their way to the mountains to muck through the mud with MCC Appalachia Build.
I feel like it's very eye-opening to just the reality of what's going on here specifically in this region.
Volunteers say it has been heartbreaking to see the remnants of lives piled along roadways, but humbling to see the resilience of the people impacted.
They just keep carrying on because they have to, and that's just part of their community.
From pulling out soaked insulation to painting and repairing walls, The volunteers say they feel blessed to lay the groundwork to get the family back in the home.
Just very inspiring, and it's really cool that like they still have this positivity, and just like the amount of people that we've seen throughout this week just come and support and like, you know, drop what they're doing, you know, just to come and try and, you know, do what they can as well.
While they say the impact they are leaving behind is small in comparison to the needs, the lessons they are taking back are larger than they ever expected.
That can be gone in a minute, so it's really important to cherish like your family, your loved ones, your friends, your religion, whatever may be important to you, because that's what sticks in your heart when other things are disposable.
In Pike County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Though this group of students will head back to Philadelphia at the end of the week, MCC Appalachia Build, which has an office planted in Elkhorn City, will continue the long-term recovery efforts alongside its neighbors in need. In Floyd County, plans are moving forward to renovate a historic gym school after flooding destroyed equipment and parts of the building. The D.W. Howard Fieldhouse, affectionately known as the Dome, was a topic of discussion before for renovations. But after the flooding, the Floyd County Board of Education decided it was time to move forward with fixing it up. The superintendent says it's too early to tell how much the renovation project will cost.
When the water came into the gym, it came in from the front and the back. And when I did that, they actually got in the locker rooms first. So football equipment, basketball machines, uniforms, and we're trying to wash it and stuff, but because the temperature was so cold and then so hot back and forth, that some things have already started molded.
The superintendent says it's too early to tell how much the renovation project will cost. More FEMA disaster recovery centers opened in the mountains. In Owsley County, folks can go to the Owsley County Recreation Center in Boonville, and folks in Letcher County can go to the Recreation Center in Whitesburg. The nominees to fill the Letcher County District Judge vacancy were announced yesterday. Attorneys Ashley Nicole Sturgill and Michael R. Watts II, both of Whitesburg, and James Nicholas Whitaker of Jackhorn were the picks for the Judicial Nominating Commission. Governor Andy Beshear will make the appointment. One of the three will succeed Judge Kevin Mullins. He died in September after police say he was killed in his chambers by former Sheriff Mickey Steins. The speculation continues about who will run to fill U.S. Senator Mitch McConnell's seat next year. On the Republican side, former Attorney General Daniel Cameron quickly jumped in the race, and Congressman Andy Barr told some supporters he intends to run. On the Democratic side, Rocky Adkins, who is a senior advisor to Governor Beshear and who ran for governor himself, is not closing the door on that possibility. A spokesperson for the Sandy Hook native told the Herald Leader that he is humbled to receive lots of calls encouraging him to run for the Senate and has made no decision. Kentucky Congressman Morgan McGarvey co-sponsored legislation to reinstate veterans fired by Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency. McGarvey, a member of the House Veterans Affairs Committee, co-sponsored the project to protect Veterans Jobs Act. He says veterans make up roughly 30% of the federal workforce. Well, on the House floor yesterday, Congressman McGarvey highlighted the history of Tim Nicolaise, a veteran from Louisville who was fired by HUD last month.
After his honorable discharge, Tim's call to public service brought him to HUD, where he's helped victims of domestic abuse in Louisville find safety, helped veterans get off the streets, and helped first-time home buyers achieve their American dream. But a few weeks ago, Tim was fired. No notice, no severance, no compassion.
The bill affects veterans who were fired for dismissed without cause from a civil service position beginning on January 20th of this year. That's when President Trump took office. A U.S. appeals court denied an appeal in the judgment against former Rowan County Clerk Kim Davis. Last year, a judge ruled she had to pay thousands of dollars to a gay couple she denied a marriage license to in 2015. In January, Davis's attorney argued she was acting as a government employee, giving her qualified immunity. That protects government employees from personal liability and damages in lawsuits for their actions on the job, as long as no federal laws are broken. Judges argued Davis has since lost her immunity. Yesterday marked 5 years since the first case of COVID-19 was diagnosed in Kentucky. Governor Andy Beshear hosted a bell ringing at the state capitol to remember the day. There he recognized the memorial on Capitol grounds that remembers those who died, along with the heroes and sacrifices that helped save so many Kentucky lives. Nationwide, the CDC says COVID-19 contributed to the deaths of 1.2 million people.
That memorial stands as a monument to the now more than 20,400 Kentucky victims of this virus. More than 20,400 children of God taken from us in such a short period of time. It also reminds us of the daily heroism that fighting a once-in-a-generation worldwide pandemic required.
The worst period of its spike was in December 2022 and January 2021.
Now there is some portions of our area that could see a little bit of some snow flurries towards portions of London, but in terms of visibility, we're looking quite good today. No fog in the region. Now temperatures this morning are definitely on the cooler side of things. We're looking in the 20s and 30s for today. A little bit warmer as you're traveling more towards Wayne County, Kentucky. And by the time we head into the afternoon, well, those temperatures will warm up into the upper 50s and mid 50s as you're traveling more towards the center, looking a little bit cooler for our Virginia counties in the upper 40s and low 50s. As you're heading off to the bus stop, here's what you need to know. Temperatures will warm up a little bit into the low 30s as you're heading on to school with that slight chance for that snowfall. But by the time you're heading home, we'll have a break from the precipitation, looking at temperatures in the low 50s. Amelia.
Thanks, Megan. While Perry County inmates are ramping up cleanup efforts this spring, they're helping to clear illegal dump sites and flood debris. Jailer Minor Allen says the flooding only made the issue worse, with trash piling up in cemeteries, back roads, and strip mines. The cleanup includes hauling away thousands of bags of litter, removing brush, and tackling long-standing dump sites like one in the Flat Gap community.
Even though the county and the city both provide dump site locations for flood debris and that kind of things like that, because a lot of people lost everything, and so we're seeing a lot of mattresses, couches, different things like that.
Allen says to prevent future dumping, the county is installing cameras at problem areas and plans to prosecute offenders. He also added folks who need items hauled from their property can reach out to him. A Kentucky university helped a private space company put another lander on the moon yesterday. Morehead State University played a key role in monitoring Intuitive Machines' second lunar lander, Athena. Students and staff received and sent data to the spacecraft as it made its way to the moon. They also monitored Intuitive Machines' first lunar lander, Odie, last February. Unfortunately, it ended up sideways, and flight controllers fear Athena might have fallen over too.